to HintaInsider, powered by Hinta Chocolate, a business podcast where you get the latest scoop on your favorite business.
What's good, y'all? And welcome to another episode of HintaInsider. We have the one and only, DMV's finest, DMV's greatest, the man here in the flesh, GQ.
How y'all doing? Thank you for having me. What's good, bro?
Appreciate you, boss. Thank you for coming out. Here we have today Chef GQ, the CEO of GQ of GQuisine. I'm glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. Let's go ahead and get started. So, I want to know a little bit about you. Tell us about yourself. What's going on right now?
As you said prior to this, my name is GQ of GQuisine. I cater, I do weddings, meal prep, but pretty much the whole nine, you name it. I try to bring fine dining restaurant to the inside of your home. That's just to give you a basic rundown.
Right. That's awesome. So tell us a little about your upbringings prior to you starting the brand and you the whole dining. How long have you been cooking? When did you know cooking was your passion?
Okay, we're gonna take it all the way back. So I started over at VCU, MCV Hospital. I started as a dishwasher. I think this was 2015, if I'm not mistaken, around 2015. I had just moved to Richmond with my brother. I needed a job. I was applying. Before getting the job, I was working at American Freight, but it was I'm on my feet 10 hours a day.
What's American Freight?
It's a furniture store.
Okay.
Job was trash. It's pretty much when I was doing retail. But I always had some kind of interest for cooking, So I'm just okay, you know what? I've been doing this. I'm not getting any richer, so let me just try something else. So I went, I applied, and I think maybe 2 weeks later, I got a call. I forget the manager's name, but I got a call from a black gentleman. He's like, hey, come in for an interview. So I went, and I told him, I was like, hey, I know the position I applied for was a dishwasher, but I'm really interested in being a cook. And at that time, they had an opening. But prior to me getting there, I think maybe a couple hours prior to me getting there, they had already just given the job away. So I was like, it's cool. As long as I get my foot in the door, I know something else gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I got my foot in the door. I was a dishwasher for probably 5 to 6 months or something like that. And another position opened. So when the position opened, I said, hey, I've been here, I've been doing my job. What's up? So it gives me opportunity. I start making, I think it was gravies and sauces. I used to make gravies and sauces for 1,000 people every day.
Some small startup.
Yeah, some small startup. But I remember this clear as day. My first check I got was after 2 weeks. It was $1,560. I think $60 or something like that. And I was just looking at it damn. This is probably the most money I ever got. Not for taxes or anything like that.
Yeah.
The most money I ever got at one time. So I was just for cooking some food, bro. I'm you know what? Yeah. So I'm okay. I'm gonna look further into it. Fast forward. I was at Richmond MCV for maybe 2 years or something like that. I learned as much as I could. And then I moved back down here. And then I started working at Goodman House. It's a retirement home, not too far from here. There I was doing, now it's I have some kind of experience, but I don't have all the experience that I need. So now I'm pretty much like a prep cook. So I'm chopping every day. I'm cooking. I'm prepping for the chef to cook. But it's either that's all you want to do, or you watch what everybody else is doing. So as I'm prepping for him, I'm asking questions hey, what do you need this for? What do you need this for? What do you need this for?
Right.
And most people, at least the ones that I encountered, they were very, very helpful. Hey, I'm using this for this. I'm using this for this. I'm using this for this. I'm taking mental notes. Okay, this goes in this, this goes in this, this goes in this, this goes in this. So I got to the point where it's I'm prepping the food faster than they anticipated. So now I have time to learn, hands-on. So after I'm done prepping, I'm just following, what do you need help with today, chef? I'm learning how to make soups. Now I'm learning how to make sauces again, but in fine detail. I'm learning how to make whole meals pretty much now. And the best part about it is in a retirement home, you're cooking for the elderly and people that are sick. So it's like,
Right.
I'm not only learning the fine dining aspect of it, but I'm also learning the dietary aspect of it.
Right.
So again, I'm taking all that in, I'm taking my mental notes. Fast forward, now I'm a cook.
He said, I'm cook. Oh, yeah.
So I go to work at like sometimes like 5 in the morning, you know. I get them doing breakfast for like again like 1,000 people now. Like just at Goodwin House, the retirement home. I'm making breakfast, you know. After breakfast, we make lunch, and then sometimes I'm doing dessert when the dessert person's not there. Again, that's not necessarily my field, but I want to learn
Just branching out.
because you're only as good as what you bring to the table.
Right.
And the more you know, the more valuable you are. So fast forward, I learned all of that, and then it comes time to like, you know, I'm like at a crossroads. Like I've learned all I can from here, and it just seems like I can't really like, you know, branch off or move on. Either that or do this for like another year. I'm not that type. I want to grow. You feel me? So I'm like, okay. I get another job at Nova Hospital over on the highway, Mount Vernon Hospital. I did that for about maybe like 8 months, but we had like internal conflict, you know. But that you know, every job you go, there's
Right.
you know, there's always that.
Right, there's always obstacles. You got
But again, I just learned as much as I could because that was the first time I was actually like really on my own. I'm coming in like at 5 in the morning, making breakfast for like 600 people, breakfast and lunch. You know what I'm saying? So from what like the only thing that I really learned from there was pretty much just as long as you're prepared for the day ahead, you're gonna be fine. And I really think that's like the difference between a chef and a cook. Because a chef, you're supposed to be able to think on your feet. Anything happens instantly. Like something happens, hey, throw this together, serve that.
Right,
You know
you're
what I'm
ready
saying?
to
But
go.
a cook is just like, I don't know what to do. So from there, I really became like into like my own. You know, I was there, like I said, I was there for maybe like 6 to like 8 months. I left, and then I got another job at St. Agnes and Stevenson, which is a private school. Like I think it's like top 20 like in the state or something like that. Not too far from here again. And there's when I really, you know, I encountered like a lot of great people. Some bad, some great, you know. But my main focus has always been like I'm here to learn whatever y'all got going on. Like I don't really care, like information. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here
Throw
for.
me in. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
But it's like I feel like as the years went on, like every single job, even good or bad, like I just looked at it as the big picture. Like, hey, like this job may suck, but take the information that you're given and then, you know, just move with it because it's cheaper to learn on somebody else's money rather than your money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like now I have like 20 plus years of experience for free.
Right.
You know, pretty much.
Can't get that anywhere else.
Because even when I was in school, like school was pretty much boring. Like I come, read a paper, you answer the questions, you try to break it down. The only thing I really learned from school was like how to run the business. But in terms of like hands-on, like how this is supposed to take, how this is supposed to be made, like everything was really like on the job. You know, just a little background.
That's good. That's good. I like that. So, when did you know you can make a business out of your love for food? When did you know you can take all the things you learned and like, oh yeah, I think it's go time now. I think I'm ready to start this.
Again, I think the private school like really helped me because we do like a lot of catering events. Like in a year, we probably have like 45 catering events. While you still serving lunch, while you still doing like your daily activity, you still have catering events. And my catering manager, Ashley, like one of the best people, like, you know, like she really helped me a lot. I remember when I got my first GQuisine contract, it was like $1,200 from somebody that she had referred to me. And I was even supposed to work that day. She was like, "Nah, don't worry about it. I need a day to go make your money." So I sent her the contract. She's like, change this, put this here, you know what I'm saying? So it's always good to have like people
She's
around
more
you.
like a mentor to you, right?
People around you that can help you, you know. And I asked myself, like, they want to eat this, they want to eat this. What do you think I should put on the menu? You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, try this, try that. You know, so I feel like the private school really helped me a lot to become more of my own business.
More independent.
Yeah, more independent, yeah.
I like that. So how'd you raise your first capital dollars to start the business? Did did you take it from the previous jobs and like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna take this money and then I'm gonna buy everything I need and start, or how'd you go about that? Did you get a loan? Parents helped you out? What was your maneuver on that?
Over the years I've been blessed. Like a lot of places I've worked at, like, oh, we're throwing this away, we're throwing this away. Like I'll look at it like, okay, does it work? You know, like if it needs a part or something like that. And if I feel like something that I'm gonna need, like I'll hold on to it. So like you think about doing that for like 3 to 5 years, whatever, right? Like I have like so much stuff now, and as time goes on too, I'm buying stuff too, right? You know, like Amazon's like my best friend. I can order a package till they come tomorrow. You know, because every event is different, but depending on the event that you're doing, that's when I know that okay, some events I need a warmer for this, right? So for like I would say like for like the first 3 years I didn't really make no money. Like no money, because every money you're making, you're reinvesting.
Okay.
I mean, I made money,
so you made money,
like,
but you didn't pocket anything.
Yeah, I'm not really making money. Like I make it $2,000. I'm spending like $1,500 of it on equipment that I need. You feel me? And the other $500 you got bills.
Right.
You got to pay for insurance. You got to pay for the name. You got to pay for the brand, promoting, marketing, all of that. So you really not making any money.
Right.
You feel me? Honestly, I didn't make money until COVID. Like it's crazy, man. I didn't make any money until COVID.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So when it comes to prepping and then getting your clients and your whole operations, what are your various prep / operational tasks and from order placements to servings? What does your day-to-day look like in that aspect?
Honestly, I do everything like hands-on, unless it's like a big event that I can't handle because I want my stuff like a certain way. Like
Perfectionist.
Yeah. I want my bottle to be right here. I want the bottle to be right here for a reason because when the light hits it, it reflects differently. You understand? Everybody's different, but if I can handle it, like hands-on by myself, I do it. But if I can't, then I have like a team of people that I trust to help me out.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is my brand, so it's something that I feel like something that I've worked very, very hard for. So I'm just not gonna let anybody just be like, hey, you know.
Right, yeah.
I can't just let anybody handle it, like, because it's not even so much about the money, like, for it's about the experience, like, because I always tell people, like, food is supposed to make you feel good about yourself, like when I go out to go eat and the food is bad, I'll be like, yo, like, I literally just wasted, like, 40 minutes. It's not even about the money, I wasted 40 minutes of my life to eat this garbage, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? I saw a post the other day. I think we was even talking about it before we started. That restaurants charge you a lot for the aesthetics, not even for the good food.
Right.
You know, and I don't want to be that restaurant. Like I want you to come and enjoy like the whole nine, like the aesthetics, the good food, you know, like the conversation, the environment, the vibe. Like
it's a whole experience.
The whole experience.
Rather than just oh yeah, it's a nice restaurant, it's a nice place.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just take a picture for IG.
You know what I'm saying? Like people always say, oh, whenever we got to go eat with you, you don't like the food. No, because like I know what food should taste like, and it's like it's really, really sad to say, but people don't really know what food is supposed to taste like.
Right.
10 times out of 10, or not, okay, 80% of the time, people just eat just to eat, right? Because you're hungry, right? But like when I eat, it's more than me just being hungry. Like I'm tasting like how much garlic was put into this, how much salt and pepper was put into this,
right?
Like what was used? Is there curry in this? Is there soy in this? Is there like, you know, like I want my taste buds to be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But you probably not even think like that. You're like, this is chicken.
Right. I'm gonna just eat it. I'm just hungry, right?
You can blindfold me. I can taste the chicken. I can tell you like it has this, it has this, it has this, it has this in it. But you're not gonna get that without, you know what I'm saying, without going through like the years of, you know what I'm saying. So like when I go out to go eat, I'm just like, yo, this is terrible. Because I know what it's really, really supposed to taste like. But and a lot of times it's not even the restaurant's fault because you're getting so much value, but you just want to push the food out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you come to me, I don't care how much volume it is. Like my first customers, it served the same exact way as my last customer. Because like that last customer might be the customer that's gonna be the notch for me to go to the next level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I like that. You were speaking about price. So as you grew as a chef, how did you know when it was time to turn it up a notch? How did you know? You said you wanted to create value, you wanted to create experience, you wanted to, you know, everything to a T. As you grew as a chef, how did you know it's time to turn it up a notch with everything as well as your prices? How'd your prices increase? How were people how people reacting to that?
like, okay, maybe I should say it like this. Everything that I do, I guess it's like a brand in itself, right? Because when I cook with my own seasoning. I cook with my own spices. I cook with my own knife. I cook with my own chef jacket.
Oh yeah, he different.
Everything that you're eating is like literally like homemade.
Especially from you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
created from you.
It's not. I can go to the store. I can go to Costco and buy you chicken tenders already made, whatever, right? But it also like it depends. Like I always tell people, okay, if your budget is $500, you're not gonna get my best, and that's just me being completely honest with you. Because my best requires more than $500.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I can do something for you for $500. Or even better yet, I would even refer another chef to you.
Right.
That's like
somebody in your budget, somebody that's
in your budget. That doesn't mean the food is going to be bad. You get what I'm saying? Because we're all growing at the same time. You know what I'm saying? He's just somebody that just started, so that's right around the price range. But for somebody that's been in the field for like even before I even started cooking, like 10 plus years before I even started cooking. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been a server, dishwasher, like I've seen the whole entire operation of the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. From the back end and from the front end.
Right.
I've even been a bartender.
Oh yeah, he did everything.
Like it's crazy. So like I always feel like my prices are fair because if you go to a restaurant, you go to Ruth Chris for example. I don't want to say terrible food, but it can be better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pay like for two people like $400 easy. Right? So what makes you think, right? I'm bringing you the same exact quality meal that Ruth Chris is giving you. Maybe not, if not better, right? But you want to pay me $200 for that. Why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to the grocery store, I'm picking up like the finest steak for you, the finest of asparagus, the finest of sauces, everything like perfect for you, right? But you want to lowball me.
But then when they go to a restaurant, they don't lowball the rest, they don't ask for a discount.
They don't think twice, $500 is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. I mean, everybody to each his own. I can't tell you how to spend your money.
Right.
If you're coming to me, you want my best. You're gonna have to pay for the best. You know what I'm saying? Like because $500 and $800 is the difference between canned garlic, which has been on the shelf for like God knows how long, or for me going to buy fresh garlic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And putting the extra time to it.
You should think about it too because this is like your life that you put in my hand. You don't want me to give you like.
Something that can make me sick, something that's not
good.
good.
Like, a chef is not even, I'm a doctor of food. Like, you feel me? Like,
hey, he said I'm a doctor of food.
I'm a doctor of food.
I like
because the wrong mistake, I feed you the wrong salmon, you could die. Feed you the wrong sushi, you could die. Like, there's so many things that could do like to you that you could like literally just die like that. You know?
Yeah.
People, you gotta put that into consideration. Like, there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that people don't see. You know what I'm saying? I have to make sure my temperatures is right. Like you want a steak medium rare. Most people don't even know what medium rare steak is. They just be like, well done. You know.
Well done, yeah. Look at well done.
Well done is even terrible for you because when you eat a well done steak, it sits in your stomach for like months. Rare, you're supposed to eat your steak like medium rare, so it digests quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of y'all probably didn't even know this until I listen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of stuff that goes into stuff that you don't know, right? So if you come into like somebody that's gone through the experiences, gone through the school and all of that, like I mean, like. I'm always willing to work with everybody, like, you know, but just don't try to lower the price because, I mean, I can always do something for you, but it's just not going to be the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You want the best, you got to pay for the best.
You know?
The price just went up. You heard it here first.
The price been going up. You know?
So let's move on to the brand aspect of things. How did you come up with the name? You guys see the logo right here on the apron. How did you come up with the whole brand? Go ahead and describe your brand for us.
Okay. Before GQuisine, like, you know what I'm saying, like, going back into, like, VCU days, like, you know, scrapping VCU days, we always used to dress nice. So we used to always, the GQ brothers, whatever. But then, like, my brother was the one that really, like, got to me. And I remember he had, like, a logo, it was just the G and the Q, and it said Nation. And it was like, I think it was like red, white, and blue or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, what are you going to do with this, bro? Like, he's like, man, I don't even care. I was like, okay. So I took it. And that became my Instagram name, GQ Nation. But as time went on, you know, everybody's like, hey, you should start this YouTube channel. You start a restaurant, whatever. So I'm asking my followers, I'm like, hey, what do y'all think I should call my channel? What do you think I should call my restaurant? And somebody, one of the Ghana boys, one of my friends, his girl was like, oh, you should call it GQ of GQuisine. And she wrote it. I was like, GQuisine, like this sounds strange. Like GQuisine, okay. So I I thought about it for like, I think of like, this was like my birthday week, July. My birthday's July. It was like my birthday week. So I'm like, you know what? I remember the 11th of July, I think like 2019, I believe. I called, I put in my paperwork to get my business registered. So I put
You got your LLC
Yeah,
now.
so I got my LLC, GQuisine. This was right before COVID hit. So, now I'm doing like, I get a logo made, merchandise and all of that. So now I'm marketing it. And I got the knife and all of that made. Fast forward like a year later, COVID hits. And I'm just like, wow, like I'm actually glad I did, because when COVID hit, they gave me like, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this, you get this. And I never even looked at it as I can get stuff from the government or whatever. I just looked at it as, okay, now at least I have a way to support myself, because when COVID hit, everybody was just like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We can't
Everyone took a hit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So how has so everyone know COVID hit last year, late 2019, all of 2020. So how has COVID affected your business, for the better or for the worse?
This might sound like a little insensitive to like everybody, but I really feel like COVID was like the best thing that could have happened, because at least for me, because I actually got to take a step back. Okay.
I agree. That step back was very much needed for
everyone.
everyone.
Step back. I'd say probably for like the first 3 weeks, I'm just like, I'm chilling. I'm not doing anything. Like I wake up every day, because I'm still getting checks from work. So I'm like, okay, I'm chilling. But then like the third week, the checks stop, because now you're not going to work anymore. So I'm like, damn, what am I going to do? And I remember I went to go. I'm looking on Instagram. One of these chefs, he had like a little plating business. He's selling plates. I just went to go, like, I went to go work for him. I think it was like from like 9 to like 9 or something. He gave me like $150. I'm like,
from 9 to 9.
From 9 to 9. This is like $12 an hour type shit, bro. I haven't been getting $12 an hour since I was like 14, 15. But I didn't even trip. I was like, you know what, it's cool. If he can do this, I can do this, right? So the next morning, I remember it was a Monday. I went to Restaurant Depot. I bought groceries, $150, exactly $150 worth of groceries. I came home and made a menu, posted on Instagram. Within like 20, 30 minutes, boom, everything sells out. I'm like, oh, this is crazy, right?
Wow.
So I'm like, the next time I'm gonna do it again. I kept on doing it. The first day I think I made like $500, right? The next day I did like just a pack, a span of 3 days, I made $1,500. I'm like, damn, like.
Wow, and this is just off. Seeing somebody and you saying, I could do that.
This is me seeing somebody saying, because he's charging like $30, $40 for a plate. And I'm like, bro, the plates are not even like, I mean, the food is good, but it's not like anything like extraordinary. I always know that it's always something you can always do better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm going to try this. I bought all my supplies, the groceries, all of that. I made a menu, I posted on Instagram, people calling me like, yo, I need this, I need this, I need this. I remember, I think it was like wings, steak, and what was the other thing? Wing, steak, mac and cheese.
Any dessert, any sides?
No, I wasn't even doing desserts yet. It was wing, steak, mac and cheese, and I think salmon or something like that. Or like fried rice or something. Like, some days I do jollof, just depending on the day. But I'm charging $20 a plate too. People coming like, yo, this joint busting. Like, I remember once I showed the plate to some guy, like just off Instagram randomly. He pulls up with his friend. So I served the guy the food, and he eats it. It's like, yo, like he's like basically get out of his car, running around his car. I'm like, bro. So his friend ends up buying two extra plates for me, right? So I'm like, yo, this one's booming. First week, 3 days, I made $1,500. I'm like, damn, like, this one's good. Next week, I made $1,500. I'm like, shit, might not even go back to work. So fast forward, like, even got to a point where it's like, my parking lot is like a McDonald's drive-thru. Like, I'm coming upstairs, bringing food out, coming upstairs, bringing food out, coming upstairs, bringing food out. To the point where, like, everybody on my floor in my apartment building knows I sell food.
Yeah, they knew like, oh yeah, you see that car? You see all those cars?
Like,
yeah, everybody
knows I sell food. You know what I'm saying? They may not know the brand per se, but everybody knows, like, yo, that's that food guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, I just think everything happens for a reason. Everything's been a blessing in its own, When COVID happened, like, I just hope everybody took a step back and really looked at this situation. Okay, if I move this way, I may get these results. If I move this way, I may get these results.
Right.
But if I don't move, I'm not going to get anything, right? As long as you moved when COVID hit, I feel like everybody should have been fine. Because people were selling. I know people selling shito, making racks of shito.
Mhm.
Like you know,
What's shito for the people that don't know?
shito is basically like a spice from Africa. Like it's primarily like an onion-based sauce.
Mhm.
You know, that goes with like everything pretty much. Well, if you're African, you know. Like my little sister, she was making like racks of shito. I'm like,
Really?
so, yeah, like
She was selling shito alone.
I'm telling you, $10 a pop. She was mainly like really the reason why I was like, you know what? Let me just try it because honestly, to keep it a buck with you, bro, I don't really care about this cooking stuff, bro. Like I didn't even really like want to do it just like because I'm more like I like fashion, I like clothes, shoes, and all of that. You feel me? And it's like I don't be in the kitchen like cooking, like you know, but I like in order to get to the means that where I want to go, I have to use what was given to me to get to the means where I want to go, right? So I'm seeing her making like 20 bands off of shit. I'm like, damn, yo. And I already know how to make all these sauces because I work. That's all I did.
That's what you do.
So I come up with my sweet jerk sauce. I come up with my steak sauce, and I already had the spices. But I was never really like telling people like, hey, like, because when I cook, I like to cook with my own stuff. Right? So put this and this together. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking, I'm like, hey, Cassie, how you do this? How you do that? She's teaching me like, okay, I go right here, I order my bottles from this place. You know, this person needs my logo. So I'm in contact with all these people. You know, fast forward like. Took me maybe like 6 months to all the little capital that I had.
I think are the biggest platforms right now to promote on, and that gave you the best results, the best outcomes. You only stuck to IG, or did you branch out? Well,
for me, I do mainly Instagram because I'm always on Instagram. Like I'm on Instagram probably like 8 hours out of the day. I'm seeing what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? But I recently just signed up for Twitter too, so I'm gonna start trying to do some.
You weren't on Twitter before?
I mean, I was, but then my page got hacked. You know how people do this
Yeah.
stupid hackers, so I just left it alone. You know. But I'm not on Facebook as much. But I have people like my friends will repost stuff for me on Facebook. But I'm not really like on Facebook as much. Maybe I need to get into that. But honestly, it's really like my website because like every day I wake up, I check like how many people have been on the website, and there's always like 30 people on the website. You know what I'm saying? Google, like right now, if you go on Google and you type in like,
What's the website? Shout the website real quick.
www.GQuisine.com. You know, as I would say, if you go on Google and you type in like private DMV chefs, like I'm probably one of the people that pops up.
Really?
Because the event that I did yesterday, like she said, literally she just went on Google, she typed in DMV chefs, and I was one of the people that popped up.
That's tough. That's
So it's
tough.
like I feel like my Spotify website is really it pushes for me without me even really like trying to push too much. But whenever I put something on Instagram, I just create a promotion for it. Even if I have to pay like $100 to get it out to 1,000 people or whatever it is, that's fine because out of that 1,000, even if I get 2 people, and not only they made my money back, that's like a new customer.
Right, you got 2 new customers, and they're gonna spread the word. They're gonna tell their friends. Their friends gonna tell their friends' friends, and then it's just gonna keep going.
Yep.
So everything seems progressive so far. Everything's been proactive. You've been really proactive about advertising, putting value into your food, and just value into the whole experience. Now we want to talk about the setbacks. What are some of the things that hindered you during your journey so far?
Setbacks. Setbacks probably like I'll say like some of the promotions that I felt like I should have got at work that I didn't, that I was passed over for whatever reason. Like honestly, I don't even care, but everything happens for a reason. But I always like no matter what happens, okay, you have a problem, right? The problem's already happened. Either you're gonna dwell on the problem or what's the solution to the problem. Right. I never look at anything as even like a setback. Like I'm running late for an event. All I can do is call you and be like, hey, I'm running late.
Right.
Right. If you want your money back, okay, cool, whatever. Right. But all I can do is be like, I'm running late. So there's never any really like setbacks. Like, and honestly, like setbacks are what really makes you like who you're really supposed to be anyway, like a chef. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I go to a restaurant depot, I'm trying to buy lobster, whatever. They don't have lobster. Okay. You're gonna call the client and be like, you know, I can't find lobster. You're gonna go to a different store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there's always
a solution.
There's always a solution. There's not even like setbacks happen because it's the way to lead you into where you're really supposed to be anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
There's never really any setbacks for it.
I like that. So what motivated you to get into entrepreneurship? What motivated you to take this route? Because you said you was going to school, you wasn't really rocking with school. How'd you know it was time?
Like it's crazy, right? Like, let's say like it's a room full of people, right? If a doctor walks in, everybody will be like, oh, that's the doctor. Like, oh, he a doctor. But and T-Push wasn't here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, okay, like there's certain things that you can't really do unless like you really like born into it. You feel me? And it's like, I guess like the it factor or whatever they call it. Like at work, they be like, oh, the food's so good, the food's so good. I'm like, bro, like I really didn't do anything special other than 1 + 1 is 2. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's real simple for you. It's real basic.
To me, it's like I'm not doing anything like out of the ordinary. Like this really comes like natural. Like literally, it's crazy when I cook. I don't even taste the food.
You don't try.
I swear to God, I don't even taste the food at all. Unless it's like something I've made before and like, I really want to try it. Like I don't even taste the food. Like I'm cooking, I'm like, hey, can you taste this one? Can you taste this one? Can you taste this one? Because if I'm cooking with like 4 people and 2 of them taste it, right? And they're like, it's good, like that's fine with me, right? I might taste it just to make sure like my spices and everything is cool. Right. Like, I'm lactose intolerant, so whenever I make mac and cheese, I can't even taste it. But if I tell you people drive from like Delaware to come buy mac and cheese for me, you think I'm crazy. But like, no cap, like people come like far.
Out of state.
Every single event that I do, 9 times out of like 10, somebody orders mac and cheese. Do I have the best mac and cheese in the world? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really like, maybe like 3 ingredients. Unless like, I'm really trying to like go like above and beyond, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really like 3 ingredients. So, I always tell people like, yo, it's really not even me that's cooking for you, bro. Like, honestly, I feel like I'm really blessed to be like, to do a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. Because
you get the chance to prep for people.
Yeah, like even being here today is like what are the odds, bro? I'm a kid from Africa, Ghana, but what are the odds of me being here? Like, you feel me? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
It's so much bigger than what like who we are as per se. Because if I cook for you, you like it, I'm like, yo, like that's a bond we'll have forever. Like you may not even see it that way, but you always gonna remember like, yo, I remember when I had that bomb ass food at one time. You feel me?
And you always gonna remember when we have bad food as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't want you ever come to me and be like, yo, I had a bad experience at your restaurant, or whatever. Like if I cook for you, it's either you're gonna love it or you're gonna love it. And if you don't love it, even if you don't love it, we could be like, okay, I didn't love it because I don't like this in it or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm giving you like my best at all times. Like I said, my first customer during the day is the same as my last customer during the day because everybody's equally as important to me. Even though that's not really like what I'm like what I really want to do. Still customer service. Even if I go to fashion, still customer service.
No matter where you go, in all around.
Yeah. Like you pay my bills. I don't pay my bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like that. I like that. The big question we all want to know. What is your specialty meal? And then after that, what is your favorite thing to cook?
Okay. I really don't like that question like I was telling you earlier. I don't like that question like what's your specialty, what's your specialty, what's your specialty? Because, okay, let's say I'm a basketball player, right? Like Blake Griffin, right? When he first started, what was he known for? Dunking. Right? But now Blake barely dunks the ball. He shoots the ball.
He can shoot it now.
Right? I don't want to be placed in the box as, oh, that's the guy for steak and salmon, whatever, right? I'm the guy that you come to if you want Indonesian food, if you want African food, if you want Chinese food, if you want Japanese food, if you want Latin food, you know what I'm saying? You name it. You feel me? Like, that's my specialty. Cooking all types of food. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be in the box where it's like, oh, that's just all he's good at.
Right.
You feel me? Like, because as long as there's, even if like there's no recipe for it, if I could see you making it one time, I could recreate it.
Right.
Just offer me seeing you one time. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I feel like that's really why I even went into this field before, because like when I was working, like when I was a prep cook, when I was like shadowing all those people, most of the time they don't even talk to you, they just be like, you know, just look at what I'm doing. So I really got to learn like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't want to put myself like in a box because I can make you sushi, I can make you jollof, I can make you fufu, I can make you like you name it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can make it. You know, I don't want to live. I don't want to like at least just leave. You
don't want to limit yourself.
My favorite, I guess, my favorite thing to cook is Spanish food.
Personally.
Yeah, personally. But I guess because I love how like the spices just tied together, like you know, like cilantro, how cilantro smells, like you know, like this stuff like that. But like where we come from, like I didn't even know about cilantro until I came here.
Really?
Yeah. Like, when was the last time you heard somebody use cilantro in Ghanaian food?
Yeah, no cap,
You
that's
get what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to try that. And we got some in store for y'all. We gonna have a giveaway soon. Y'all stay tuned. We gonna be buying GQ's plates and we gonna be giving out to y'all. So stay tuned. You don't wanna miss out. So I wanna move on to your vision of the future of the brand. What is your overall goal of the brand? Where do you see GQ Cuisine going the next 5 to 7 years?
You know what's crazy? I used to always say, like, I wanted to be the fine dining of McDonald's, right? I always used to tell people, I'm like, yo, like, when I start cooking, bro, my shit gonna be the fine dining of McDonald's, because if you drive down the street right here where we at, you're gonna see at least like 5 McDonald's, right? The food is not even good. Let's keep it
Fast food is fast
The food is
food.
not even good, but it's not meant to be good. It's meant to be something you grab when you're hungry to go, right? So I want to take the same aspect, right? Have a GQuisine on every single corner, right? But you're not getting fast food. You're getting, I don't even want to say soul food, but you're getting like great food. You know what I'm saying? Like food that you're gonna leave, you're gonna be like, yo, like that was really good. You feel me? Like, you know, like, cause I don't do anything like other person. Like, you feel me? Like, this person might marinate their chicken with oil. I may not necessarily do that.
Right.
I can't tell you what to marinate my chicken with. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can't tell you
do
too
that.
much now.
You feel me? But like, everybody's different. People cook like, there's so many different ways to do this thing we call art, this thing that we do. Like, everybody's different, bro. I could give you a recipe, like, step by step. You still probably won't even make it as how I want to make it.
Right.
You
We
know
both
what I'm
gonna
saying?
have different outcomes at the end of the day.
And there's not a day that I don't learn something, bro. Like, every single day I learn something. Like, some days you may be cooking with milk, you may break the milk, but you probably don't know you can break milk.
How you break milk?
Like, if you, like, let's say you're cooking, I'm trying to make mac and cheese, but if your milk gets too hot, milk is not really supposed to be heated up. If your milk gets too hot, like, it turns like a little pus, it looks like pus, right? But that means the milk is broken, right? You gotta separate it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And you gotta add more milk. Like, it's a whole process that goes into saving it. But a lot of people might not even know that, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think I learned that in school. Right? I didn't learn that until like I was on the job. You get what I'm saying? But not to like drift off of what we're talking about. But I just feel like I want to be like the McDonald's of fine dining, bro. Like, I feel like that's very important, because I want my restaurant to be the place where you go. You're not just getting the aesthetics. You get like the whole nine. Like, you're getting the experience. Like, the food is great. The vibe is great. You feel me? Like, this is nice having one on every corner. Like, you know,
Right.
like,
From DMV to worldwide.
from DMV to Dubai. God willing. You know what I'm saying?
For real. All right, so this is a podcast for small businesses and startups. Right here is, I feel like, a piece of advice all the small businesses and startups are looking for. And they come here to watch the podcast, gain some insights, gain some advice, and, you know, add it on to their personal development, their personal endeavors. What are some advice you have for small business and startups?
When you're starting, this is very hard, right? Like, the support that you need when you first start, you're not gonna get, and it's sad, but you really not gonna get until like, it's like people want to see you suffer first before they help you.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really wild. Like, people want to see you suffer first before they help you, at least before they genuinely help you. Because, like I was telling you earlier, being from where we're from, right? I walk into my house, or like just in any African household, okay, there's 20% of them. I'm like, yo, I got this great ass idea. Let's put our money together. You know, let's build this, right? Out of the 10 people, 8 of them are definitely going to flat out tell you you're stupid. Like, you're a young man or whatever, you know, you think you know everything, blah, blah, blah. You know how many people came before you, blah, 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 this and that, right? Out of the 2 people that's left, one person might rock with you, if you're lucky, right? But the other person is definitely going to fit with you, right? If you're not lucky, both going to fit with you.
Yeah.
Right? So the support doesn't really come from the people you expect to support you. It's going to come from the people that you think are not even looking at you.
Right.
Like, your auntie that's like you haven't talked to for like 2 months or something like that, your cousin who you was beefing with, like blah blah blah, like or even your friend in high school that you didn't even talk to. Right. Because I remember when I first dropped the season in the knives, the first like 10 people that bought it were like people that like some of my high school friends.
You haven't spoken to in years.
I haven't spoken to in years. I just see like, I'm like, yo, this name sounds familiar, right? It wasn't until like recently, like honestly, that's why I said like COVID was like a whole like 360 for me. You feel me? Like yeah, people would post your stuff for you, people would post this and that. You know what I'm saying? I was doing classes, like some of the people that I thought was on the show didn't show up. Right? It's all the random people on Instagram that I didn't know that was showing up. You feel me? Fast forward, like support is gonna come from the people that you love later, right? But don't like I know it can be discouraging sometimes. Some days I'm just like, yo, like what am I doing wrong? Like what I gotta do? Like I gotta drag you like yo post my shit, you know, like post my shit. You feel me? But it's like I'm even past that now, right? Because now the people that wouldn't post my shit, guess who? When they need some food, who they come to?
They go to you.
Exactly. But guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tax that ass. No, like realistic, because when you're not supporting the people you're supposed to be supporting, and they go get the support elsewhere, like when it comes down to like you can't ask for any favors because I don't owe you anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's why I told you earlier. If it takes 20 seconds for me to post something for you, I don't even
Those
tag.
20 seconds go a long way.
I don't even tag people when I post this stuff unless like I know like you know what I'm saying. Unless like because most of the time I'm posting like on
Make sure you don't tag them.
Like.
You just post a story?
I just posted on my story. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like you send it to me directly, you want me to tag you like, hey, can you post this for me and tag me? Okay, then I'll tag you. But most of the time, like I see you selling clothing brand. Oh, I like it. It looks nice. I post it for you. I don't even have to know who you are. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even have to have that person.
Just for the simple fact that 700 people from my story saw it, and out of the 700, you got like 5 people to buy from you. I'm happy with that. I don't even care. You feel me? Like I feel like more of us did that, like because our craft can go so far. You feel me? Like our craft can go so far because you have different followers that I have. You know what I'm saying? And my followers might not even know what you're about until I post you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Vice versa.
Yeah. And I always make sure like when I'm on my story, I click every single thing. I go, I read comments, like I look through every single
interact with them.
Interact with people.
Yeah, interact with everything.
You know what I'm saying? Like your post can go so far. People always be like, oh, like just because I'm not buying from you. Like there's so many different ways to support from people, to support people, right?
And posting costs $0.
Costs $0.
Posting costs $0.
Yeah, I need you to pray for me still. You know, I need you to do the behind the stuff still, right? But just because you're praying for me, that doesn't mean you can't post my shit. You feel me? Like you're on Instagram anyway, posting dumb shit.
Yeah.
Why not post my shit? Like you feel me? Like post me too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's Little Dirk's birthday. Like no post. No, this is like birthday, birthday, Little Dirk. Bro, this man doesn't even know who you are. But your own man is like, yo, you my man. It's like my ride or die, blah blah blah, whatever the hell you may be to you. You post it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild.
It's crazy. So how do you feel about the people when they show love later? You gonna accept that love? You gonna be rocking with them?
I expect.
Love is love.
Love
right?
is love, bro. Love is love. I just wish sometimes like the love will come earlier than it's supposed to. You feel me? Because we have a tendency to wait till people are either dying or in bad health to show love, whatever. Like, and I feel like it shouldn't be like that. Like I love that even you guys even have me on this interview. Like that's love. Like you didn't have to do this. There's so many other people you could call.
Yeah.
But you have me here.
We've been
like,
trying to set this up for
some
time.
That's dope. You feel me? Like that's love. For all you know, the next person that might watch this might be like my biggest client. Remember I was telling you that earlier. So it's love. You feel me? Or you even buying plates for me. That's love. You don't have to buy. You don't have to eat from me. You can go to anywhere to eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Anywhere, literally.
Exactly. So when you come to me, I was like, okay, you're taking your time to come to me, so I'm gonna embrace you like you came to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100% love. But it's like I can't do you any favors. At the same time, you feel me? Like if my price is $1,000, you gotta pay $1,000.
Right.
But if you were showing love before my price was $1,000, then I could probably be like, you know what? It's not a really since day one. Let's make $800.
Right. Yeah, and that's how it's supposed to go. You reciprocate the love, I reciprocate the love.
Exactly. You know? It's not even like I always hold dear to people that do stuff for you because nobody has to do anything for you.
Right.
You feel me? Like I remember one time I was stuck in Atlanta, so I called my little sister Cass. I'm like, yo, like my plane is late. I'm stuck here. I don't want to sleep at the airport. She calls one of her friends, Deuce Caliber. He's a rapper now, right? Well, he's been a rapper, but not me and him are close. But before we didn't have a relationship, This man, he doesn't know me from anywhere. He's like, yo, just pull up to my house, you can spend the night, and then in the morning, like, you can catch a flight. Luckily, while I was about to go to his crib, like, another flight had just pulled up that had like an empty seat, so I was able to get on that flight to go to my destination. But it's like, even though it didn't happen, just that incident, like, I tell him all the time, like, bro, like, I hold that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I may not be able to repay you back today or tomorrow, but like one day, like when you need me, I'm gonna be there for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I rock.
I like that. That's dope. For
like
real.
you do me bad, I remember. You do me good, I remember. You know, there's no in between. Like I feel like with me, it's like either I love you 100 or I just don't love you at all. And just like there's nothing wrong with it because you can't force me to love you. Because when I needed you, you ain't love me back. You feel me?
100 respect. For real. So what's the biggest risk? What's the biggest risk you've taken in this last year?
I would probably say marketing. Because I ain't kind of like a lot of people. Like I have a friend that does videography. His name is Fifth. Very, very talented guy. Like I always see like he does weddings, 360, all the photography, videography. So like I always try to like, okay, how do you bring this? Like my thing is food. His thing is videography, right? So videography can bring the food out, right? So I'm trying to learn more.
Like how can we showcase this?
How can I showcase better showcase like my craft, right? There's always whatever you make is not even important. It's how much you put back into what you're making, right? So if I make, let's say, on an average month, I probably, God willing, like, let's say if I make 10K this month, right? Out of the 10K, I probably keep like 7, right? And then the 3, I'm reinvesting back into like the craft, right? Because it's never, even if I learn something, right, that I'm not gonna use, I still learn something. So it's not like it's every investment is a good investment. Like that's how you should look at it because you may not need it today, but tomorrow you probably may.
Even if you lose, it's still a good investment.
Because you're not really losing anything if you market, if you do it the right way, right? Like this month, I want to learn about videography, right? He said he's going to cost me $1,500. Okay, cool. I learned everything he had to teach me about videography, right? I may not per se use it this month, but did I lose? No, because I still learned.
Right, you still have the knowledge.
You're going to
use it in 6 months. You're going to use it next year.
I'm still going to use it. You feel me? I just feel like if you invest wisely, you didn't really lose, right? But like I'm a food guy. I know nothing about stocks. You get what I'm saying? So I can't go invest $2,000 in stock and then lose that and be like, damn, I invested.
Now you're gambling.
You get what I'm saying? That's not even invest. That's like gambling. That's a totally different thing. You feel me? I feel like where we messed up is we don't stay in our path. We don't stay like where we're good at. You know, so we want to do what everybody else is doing. Like I was telling you, I started, this person's good at selling plates at school, at colleges.
Yeah, because you told me you don't sell plates at colleges.
That's his thing. Like if a college calls me like, hey, we want you to come do plates, that's different. Like I'll go and do it, right? But him doing that, that's his thing. I don't want to step on his toes from what he's doing. You feel me? Like my thing is like private events, weddings, caterers, stuff like that. Yeah. That's what I'm good at. Not to say that I can't do plates too, but that's just like his thing. Like so, we gotta really stop hopping on people's things. You get what I'm saying? Like tomorrow I'm gonna start a podcast. Like no, you can't. Like you know what I'm saying? You can, but then you go through, you hit the hardships. You be like, damn, like
it's not for me.
Then
that's a bad investment.
You end up quitting. That's a bad investment, right? I go buy a camera. I start doing videos. I'm like, damn, this is not really for me. I still have my camera today. I'll take pictures and all that. This is not really for me. But did I learn? Hell yeah. Now if I take my picture at this angle, it's gonna shine like this. If I take a picture at this angle, it's gonna shine like this. So even if the food is boring or the food is not even good, you're gonna look at it and be like, oh, damn, that's hard. Yeah. You feel me? But I had to sacrifice to learn that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, I don't make bad investments, I would say. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't make bad investments.
I like that. I like that for real. So, I really want to know this. This for me, for real. How do you build the best? Business relationships?
Honesty, because most of the people that you're gonna encounter, you don't know. Like my word is my bond. If I can't make it, I can't make it. I'm not in the business of lying to make you feel good about yourself. Like I can care how business is hardest. I don't care how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
I just know 1 + 1 is 2, and 2 + 2 is 4. That's it, right? So if I'm telling you like, hey, I'm gonna be here today at 10, like I came at 10. You feel me? Like if I can't make it, like yo, like I'm running late. You know, this is my situation. I'm always upfront with people. Like, hey, I have a catering for 30 people. Like what do you offer? Whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, I'll send you 3 menus. This first menu is $1,000. The first menu is $1,700. The third menu is $2,100, right? And you will know, okay, this menu I'm getting this, this menu I'm getting this, menu I'm getting this. So when I come to you,
There's no surprises.
there's no surprises. Like this what we discussed, this what we talked about. You know, this is the contract. I send you an email with your receipt, everything on there.
Right.
Like even when I send you receipt, there's in the notes I put like the whole menu in the notes, so you know this is what we talked about. So even if I forget, I talked to you like 2 months ago, I could always go back and be like, okay,
Right.
Margaret ordered blah 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 blah.
This is what we said. This is what
That's
we
what we
had
said.
down.
So my honesty and my integrity is further than goes farther than anything else because I need your money, but I don't need your money, right? If me getting your money is going to compromise who I am as a person, then I don't want anything to do with you.
Right.
You feel
I
me?
don't need it.
Yeah, like because my integrity or my well-respect is worth more to me than whatever you can pay me. You get what I'm saying?
I like
Yeah,
that.
like honestly, it's like 100% because I'm not gonna lie to you just to make you feel better. Like if I can't do it, I can't do it.
Right.
If I can't make it, I can't make it. I'm sorry. You know?
No, for real.
Because you get into the notion of people lying. Like I've done. One time I was at home. Like another local shit. He had a gig in Baltimore, right? But he had his own personal stuff going on, so he couldn't make it to the thing, right? But as a man, like, hey, this is what I got going on, so I'm sorry I can't make it, right? Because he cuts all communication with the lady. So the lady calls me, she's like, hey, I have, a catering event in Baltimore for my husband's birthday. I need you to be here Saturday. This is like Thursday night or something like that. I'm like, damn, like, show notice. So I'm telling her, I was like, okay, cool. I could do it for like, I think it was like $600-700 or something like that. Travel, all of that, groceries, all of that, right? She was scared to send me the whole bread because she had already sent bread to the other dude, and the other dude didn't show up. So I'm like, I don't know who he is. I mean, I do know who he is, but I can't really speak to that. But I'm different. You feel me? Like, my word is my bond. I'm telling you, this is where I'm gonna be here. This how it's gonna happen. You feel me? Like, I mean, you don't have to like necessarily like even go with me. I can even refer you to somebody else. You feel me? Like,
Right.
But once I got her to be comfortable, that she was able to, like, because business, like I said, business has no heart. It's A and B. There's no in between.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless we come to some type of agreement.
Right.
This is my services. This is what you want. This is the price.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't be far from that. People need to stop taking business as business, bro.
Right. At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, it's business. Like, even the marriage is business. Like, business is business.
For real.
Yeah.
So on this long journey in your personal endeavors and your professional development too, what do you think is more important, finding inspiration or maintaining motivation?
Both. Some days I'm not motivated, some days I'm not inspired. Like, that shit crazy. Like, honestly, I get inspired by watching like the people that are coming up from me, like, because I've done like so much.
The younger kids.
Yeah, I get inspired by like the Chef Bugs, the Chef Faiths, the like some of the younger people that are doing what I'm doing. I go in the person like, damn, this looks so good. Like, it's not even like I can't make it, but it's just like just see somebody else do it. I'm like, yo, I gotta work harder. Like, they get it, making me want to go harder. But like, I mean, like some days I'm lacking motivation, but it's not like I never quit. Mondays I just gotta step back away from it, like breathe a little bit, and just dive back in. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're always learning new things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But watching the new kids, like some of them, like some of the things they're doing, like yo, like this is nice. You feel me? And I keep in contact with them, like yo, I like that play that you made. Like I'll even repost it sometimes for them.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like the newer kids give me motivation. I'm saying it like I'm so old, but like the people that are underneath me, or the people that are like still coming up.
Yeah.
Per se, I don't want to say beneath me, but the people that are still coming up are like definitely motivation.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, I try to do the same. I try to take what I can from everybody, and then plug and play and then create my own thing and go hard, you feel me? So I really like that.
It's not even like, food, like videographers, like people that are doing video, people that are doing pictures, like, okay, his art is different from mine, but like he's really doing it. He's grinding, he's getting it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like this is a 6-figure business, bro. Even what y'all doing is 6 figures. Like you just gotta market it right.
For real.
You feel me? Like you really like if you market it right and you do like the stuff that you really supposed to do, bro, like you gonna eat. Like I'm trying to tell you, gonna eat. Like I'm skinny, but trust me, bro. Like,
you gonna eat.
You know what I'm saying? Like you definitely gonna eat. Yeah.
So this is the last question of the day. This is also my favorite question. I ask everybody this. I want to hear what you have to say. So imagine the next day, right? Total blackout. Everything finito. You can't cook no more. You got no more apron, no more knife, no more spatula, no more pan. Everything, all the meals you've ever created, gone. Nobody can ever eat it again. Nobody can ever access it again. Maybe probably even the photos. Nobody can see the photos too. What are 3 truths that you know to be true that you could leave for the next generation? And I didn't bring my notepad, so I'm gonna take my notes on here.
Now, that's a good question. Hey, that's a really good question. I guess number 1, I worked very, very hard. Yeah, I worked very, very hard. Number 2 is I was honest. And number 3, I believed in myself. You know, because with those 3 things, like, you can't take anything away from me. Like, you may be more talented than I am, but I'm gonna outwork you, right? You know, so you might, okay, you're talented, so you're gonna show up at 11 o'clock. I'm gonna be there at 10:50. Like, what's up, chef? What do you need? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if I take 10 minutes, if I'm early 10 minutes every single day for a whole year. How much have I learned more than you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, yeah, those 3 things would definitely be like.
Say it again for me.
I worked hard. I was honest. I think the last one was what? I believed in myself. Yeah, I believed in myself. Because in this industry, if you don't believe in yourself, you've already lost half the battle. You feel me?
I agree.
I'm trying to tell you, like, bro. Like sometimes I get menus. I know nothing about what's going on in the menu, right? But by your event, I'm gonna be a master of what's on the menu. You feel me? And like I love those menus. That's why I always let people create their own menu because I don't want to create chicken
every meal.
You get tired of chicken.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
You feel me?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
I want to be like, I want to give you like the best of what you want. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you can take away. I always tell people you can take away all this that I've worked for, but like I'm still gonna be me. You feel me? Like you talk to I'm still gonna be me. Like before I had all this whatever, before like whatever everything I got, I was still me.
Right.
And my confidence still me. Like I'm still gonna be me.
At the end of the day, it's still me.
Right.
Take away all
You know
of
what I'm saying?
this, I'm
Because
still who I am.
Yeah.
I am.
I need to be me in order to soak in all this craziness that's going on around me. Like in order to be able to do like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be like 100 things going on in the kitchen, and I'm always the only one that's calm. Everybody's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Bro, like you guys have already lost half the battle because y'all panicking, right? You can only do one at a time, regardless of whatever I do. I can only do one at a time.
Right.
I have 100 tickets. I can only do one at a time, right? If I move, I'm gonna accomplish it. If I don't move, I'm not gonna accomplish it.
Right.
You feel me? So like all of this doesn't even mean anything, bro. Like 5 years from now, where we gonna be at? That's really what's important. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like 5 years from now, your podcast might be the next podcast.
The biggest podcast in the nation,
You feel
in the
me?
world.
I can't believe that for you. You gotta believe that for yourself. You feel me? Like,
I'm already knowing.
When you ask me, bro,
I'm already knowing.
D&D, I'm top 5, bro. Like you don't have to believe it, but that's just me. I'm top 5.
I already called this podcast the best business podcast in the DMV,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and it hasn't even dropped yet. It's already the best podcast in the
You know what
DMV.
I'm saying? You just gotta believe it. Like, I'm telling you, like, some years ago, Kanye gonna be like, yo, like, y'all thought I was talking shit, but like, bro, I'm top 5, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, cause I feel like my skill sets has not even been, I haven't even like gone into my skill sets yet, bro. Like, it is just like a tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Because I'm way nicer than I'm already even showing. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes I even get overwhelmed with the ideas that is even in my head. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like to put my menus on people. Like, yo, please give me the menu.
Yeah.
So it's simple.
Tell me what you want.
Because if I give you a menu, you probably gonna end up spending like 20 racks. You don't want that. You feel me? Like, because I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I just hope, like, with all the work that I'm doing, God willing, 5 years from now, you know what I'm saying? Even if like something happens to me, God forbid, like I still have something to leave my kids or whatever. Because that's really what it's about. Like, we build a generational world from what we wasn't given. But like, that's the most important thing, bro. Like, is the next generation. Because I mean, I could die today, and I feel like I've done I've lived a good life.
Right.
I really lived a good life. Not perfect, but a good life. You know? I've done some things a lot of people haven't even done. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that goes for you too. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about the next generation. Like, hey, like I went to Chef GQ's class, I learned this, I learned this. You feel me? Like, what can I teach you? What can I pass on to you?
Right.
And what, like, vice versa. Like you guys came here and asked questions like, hey, like, what made you guys do this? What made you guys do this? I'm looking, you're shooting with a can, and you're shooting with, like, you know what I'm saying? I may not know, like, the specifics of it, but, like, I'm taking notes.
Right, you picking up on it.
I'm taking notes and stuff. Like, because the next time you come, I might pull out my camera and be like, yo, you sit down, let me shoot you. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can never, like, just learn, don't stop learning, and just be great, bro. Because us, as a whole, like, we're very, very great. We just gotta stop hating on each other, whatever the case may be, like, because, bro, everything really does come from us, bro. Like, we're great, man. Great
Like that.
I tell you.
And you heard it here first. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of HintaInsider. I'm Kevin, Chef GQ, and we out.
Appreciate y'all having me. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you for coming out. Yes, sir.
I hope that was good.